Imagine a book that no one can decipher, a work filled with enigmatic symbols, illustrations of plants that don't exist, mysterious astrological diagrams, and texts written in a language that has challenged linguists for centuries. Discovered in 1912 by a Polish-American antiquarian named Wilfrid Voynich, this manuscript has baffled the world's leading experts. The story of the Voynich manuscript begins in a setting of mystery. With an unknown origin and indecipherable content, everything in it is shrouded in secrets. Composed of 240 pages filled with figures and writings, the manuscript features strange diagrams that seem to describe plants, complex astrological maps, and sequences of medicinal baths. Even with the use of the most advanced technologies, no one has been able to unlock the meaning of these pages. The Voynich manuscript, one of the greatest enigmas in history, has been the subject of numerous theories over the years. Could it be a secret code, a medieval book of witchcraft, or something even more disturbing? Some believe it could be a work of alchemy, while others think it's a clever creation to deceive and confuse. Are we facing a mystery that will never be solved? Join us as we explore this fascinating enigma, investigating the various theories and examining the clues that might lead us to the truth. Get ready for a journey through time, through history, and the mysteries surrounding the Voynich manuscript. The story begins in 1912 when a bookseller named Wilfrid Voynich purchased an unusual manuscript at a monastery in Villa Mondragone near Rome, Italy. The book, made up of over 240 pages, was filled with incomprehensible texts and illustrations that seemed to come from another world. Written on vellum, a parchment made from animal skin, the manuscript displays a surprising quality, indicating it was a highly valuable object at the time of its creation. But the big question is, who wrote this book? And more importantly, what does it mean? The manuscript was named after Voynich, who dedicated himself to deciphering it, but the origin and authorship of the document remain a mystery. Carbon-14 analyses dated the parchment between 1404 and 1438, but the ink used on the pages is still of uncertain origin. Some theories suggest it was created by medieval monks, perhaps in a monastic scriptorium, where religious and scientific texts were transcribed and illustrated. Other theories point to notable figures of the time, such as Roger Bacon, a Franciscan friar known for his vast knowledge in natural sciences and alchemy. Bacon lived in the 13th century, raising questions about the possible reuse of ancient parchment, or the incorporation of ideas from his writings by later authors. Another figure often mentioned is John Dee, a 16th century English occultist and astronomer who owned a vast library of rare and esoteric texts. Dee, along with his associate Edward Kelly, conducted extensive research in alchemy and communication with supernatural entities, which may have influenced the enigmatic content of the manuscript. Some even bolder theories suggest that the manuscript could have been a collaboration between several scholars of the time, resulting in a compendium of hidden and scientific knowledge, encoded to protect its secrets from prying eyes. The lack of concrete historical records regarding the manuscript's origin continues to fuel speculation and theories to this day. Linguists and cryptographers have attempted to analyze the writings of the manuscript, but found no match with any known languages. Some believe it to be a complex code, while others suggest it might be a lost language from the past. A study conducted by linguists at the University of Bristol indicated that the structure of the text follows linguistic patterns, suggesting that it might have a real meaning and not just be a bunch of random symbols. The most intriguing hypothesis is that the manuscript was written in an artificial language, intentionally created to hide its secrets. This theory is supported by the fact that, despite decades of attempts, no one has managed to decipher the content of the manuscript using conventional cryptanalysis methods. Researchers from the University of Alberta used artificial intelligence algorithms to analyze the text, and the results suggest that the language could be a coded form of a natural language. Dr. Greg Kondrak, one of the researchers, mentioned that the algorithm used could identify a linguistic structure resembling existing languages, but the actual translation is still out of reach. There are also theories speculating that the text might be an example of glossolalia, a form of writing that lacks coherent meaning, used in altered states of consciousness. This hypothesis suggests that the author might have written the manuscript in a trance, creating a language that seemed real to them but has no comprehensible meaning to others. Furthermore, some scholars point to the possibility that the manuscript is a ciphered writing, similar to the substitution cipher method, but with a level of complexity so high that it remains indecipherable. Attempts to decode the Voynich manuscript often involve frequency analysis of characters and searching for repetitive patterns. But so far, these approaches have not revealed its content. The lack of correspondence with any known language and the absence of any concrete historical references to the manuscript make it one of the greatest challenges in cryptography and linguistics. Each new attempt at deciphering brings new insights, but also more questions, keeping the mystery of the Voynich manuscript alive and intriguing. Another intriguing detail is the illustrations in the manuscript. It contains drawings of plants that do not exist, strange astrological maps, and even images of women in mysterious baths. The botanical illustrations depict plants with distinct features, but they do not correspond to any known species. Some scholars speculate that these plants could be fictional hybrids or stylized representations of real plants, while others believe they could represent extinct or unknown species. The manuscript's astronomical and astrological diagrams are equally enigmatic. They include constellations, zodiac symbols, and complex circular diagrams that seem to show the movement of celestial bodies. However, the constellations drawn do not directly correspond to the known ones, and the astrological interpretation diverges from medieval European traditions, suggesting influences or knowledge lost or unknown to us. Furthermore, the manuscript includes diagrams that many believe are a form of alchemy, representing unknown processes and transitions. The images of women in baths may indicate medical or ritual practices, possibly related to alchemy or healing. These female figures are often shown engaged in activities such as gathering herbs or participating in mysterious processes, leading to speculation that the manuscript could be a guide to esoteric practices or a compendium of secret knowledge. Some illustrations show these women in tubes or containers connected by intricate systems of piping, which could indicate an alchemical symbolism or unknown processes of purification and transformation. These representations have intrigued many experts who are attempting to decipher their meaning and context. Another theory is that the illustrations could be the result of advanced knowledge for the time, possibly indicating hidden medical or scientific practices. However, the lack of a decipherable language makes it difficult to determine the true purpose of these images with certainty. Over the centuries, several experts have attempted to break the code of the Voynich manuscript, including Alan Turing, one of the fathers of modern computing. Turing and his team analyzed the manuscript during World War II, applying cryptanalysis techniques developed to decipher enemy codes, but without success. NASA and the CIA have also analyzed the book without success. The CIA involved its best cryptographers during the Cold War, hoping that the manuscript might contain valuable information or hidden secrets, but all attempts were futile. In 2014, researchers from the University of Bedfordshire claimed that the manuscript could be a compendium of medical recipes written in a form of medieval shorthand. However, this theory failed to explain all the peculiarities of the text and illustrations. In 2017, a researcher named Gerard Cheshire claimed to have discovered that the manuscript was written in Proto-Romance, an ancient Latin language, but this theory remains controversial. Cheshire argued that the text describes plant-based therapies, therapeutic baths, and astrological readings, but many linguists and historians criticize his methodology and the lack of consistency in his translations. In addition to these academic attempts, various enthusiasts and amateur cryptographers have also dedicated themselves to unraveling the mystery of the Voynich manuscript. Some have developed complex theories involving advanced mathematics, while others have searched for patterns in other ancient languages or even in modern computer codes. However, to this day, none of these attempts have provided a definitive solution, and the Voynich manuscript remains one of the greatest unsolved enigmas in the history of cryptography. Every new technological and theoretical advancement brings new hope, but also new questions, keeping the mystery alive and intriguing. So, what is the Voynich manuscript really? There are many theories. Some believe it is a book of medieval remedies, while others say it might be a manual of alchemy or even an occult grimoire. One of the most popular hypotheses is that it is a compendium of botanical and medicinal knowledge. Many of the illustrations seem to describe plants and the processes of preparing remedies, suggesting that it could be a medicinal herbal written in a code to protect valuable secrets. Another theory is that the manuscript is an alchemy manual. Medieval alchemy combined esoteric and scientific practices in the search for the philosopher's stone, a legendary substance that could transform metals into gold and grant immortality. The complex diagrams and mysterious baths may indicate alchemical processes and secret formulas. There is also the hypothesis that it is an occult grimoire, a book of magic containing spells, rituals, and esoteric knowledge. The use of enigmatic symbols and the presence of astrological diagrams and unknown plants reinforce this theory, suggesting that the manuscript could contain instructions for magical or spiritual practices. Some scholars believe the manuscript is a great hoax created in the Middle Ages to deceive rare book collectors and scholars. This theory is supported by the fact that the text is indecipherable and does not correspond to any known language, which could indicate that it was intentionally created to confuse. Gordon Rugg, a researcher from Keele University, proposed that the manuscript could have been created using a device known as the Cardan Grill, which allows the generation of random texts that appear meaningful. In addition to these hypotheses, there are even bolder theories. Some researchers suggest that the manuscript could be of extraterrestrial origin or a record of a lost civilization. These theories, though less accepted by the academic community, continue to fascinate the public and fuel the imagination. The fact is that, even with all modern technology, no one has managed to decipher what is written in it to this day. Each new attempt at deciphering brings new questions and keeps the mystery of the Voynich manuscript alive. Whatever the truth behind this enigmatic book, it remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. And you? What do you think about the Voynich manuscript? Do you believe it hides forbidden knowledge? Or is it just a trick of history? Do you think you can unravel the secret that the greatest cryptographers in the world couldn't? Leave your comment below and share your theories with the community. Who knows? Together, we might get closer to the truth. If this mystery left you curious, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notifications for new videos about enigmas and mysteries. And if you want more hidden and inexplicable stories, make sure to leave your like. It helps me bring more dark content to you. Share this video with your friends and family, and invite them to crack this enigma alongside you. See you in the next mystery.